Have you noticed that your little one seems to have a photographic memory, able to read books even though they're only 3? Have you checked with Dr. Google and you're convinced that your toddler has autistic spectrum disorder? Hi there, it's Neesha from My Favorite Physio. In today's video, I'm jumping in to share with you a case study and to perhaps shed some light into the definition for autistic spectrum disorder. So here at My Favorite Physio, we see lots of little ones and toddlers, and we meet their families as well. Recently, we met a mom who was expressing concern for her toddler who's 3 years old because she's noticed that he has a photographic memory. He seems to be able to read, even though he's 3 years old, a book like this word for word as he flips through the pages. Now, she's gone onto Dr. Google and she's looking at all the different signs and thinks that maybe he's got autistic spectrum disorder and perhaps a high functioning autistic spectrum disorder like Asperger's. Talking to her, we were able to actually analyze his behavior as well as his gross motor skills and fine motor skills, his play skills and communication skills, to actually determine that he does not qualify for autistic spectrum disorder. So to explain what autistic spectrum disorder is, broadly we assess that based on 3 categories. The first being that there is a lack of social reciprocity. So meaning your child does not know their name when you call them. They may not respond to you. They don't know that you're mom or dad. So when you say, "Where's mommy?" your child completely does not try to look for you. You know, when they come to you, they do not request for help. They just grab your hand and move to the object. They don't make eye contact. They're not actually aware that you are another person with emotions, feelings, and thoughts. That's lack of social reciprocity. In this case, this child was not. He was extremely aware of who mom and dad is. He was actually reading a book like this, and really at 3 years old, he has a good memory. He's reading through memory because he's been read the book many times. The second sign is speech and language delay. So a child may be delayed in their speech in terms of they don't have any verbal speech, or that they may be much more delayed in not speaking till they're 4 or 5 years old. This child was talking and in fact really good with his language skills. So he doesn't quite fall into that category. Number 3, a child has odd behaviors. So you might find a child with autistic spectrum disorder be always spinning toys, lining toys up. You know, they might be particular about the foods they eat or the texture of foods or textures of things to touch. They might flap around. They might have funny, odd body postures, and sitting and standing, they might suddenly jerk, and sometimes they have echolalia, so they might be copying whatever they see, but not have useful language in communication. When you talk to them or ask them, they may not be answering to you, but yet they could copy phrases of TV commercials, or they would copy whatever someone else has said to them. Now, this child was not like that. In fact, in talking to this mother, I actually think her child at 3 years old is quite advanced and probably gifted. So I suggested to the mother that for her, probably it's worthwhile getting a speech and language assessment for her 3-year-old, and figure that perhaps he's actually quite advanced for his age and he's not autistic at all. So if you're out there and you're concerned about your child, you're thinking, oh, do they have autism? They seem to be doing odd stuff. They may well actually be gifted rather than having special needs. Either way, whether a child has special needs or a child is gifted, they both need support to help fulfill their best potential. So if you're ever concerned about your child, instead of going to Dr. Google, why don't you speak to an expert pediatric physiotherapist? You can ring us here at My Favourite Physio to speak to one of our expert pediatric physiotherapists. The number to ring is 0297904233. And if you know somebody out there who has a child that they're concerned about, whether their behavior, their gross motor skills, their language skills, or their play skills, why don't you like and share this video with them? Until next time, have a brilliant day. Bye.